Four-seeded Cavs and the fifth-seeded Knicks get ready for Game 1 of the NBA playoffs. And come on, y'all, anytime the Knicks are in the postseason, it's like a different type of energy going down in the city. So let's bring in my guy, Danny B of the Knicks Wall, to get the vibes of the city heading into Game 1. Danny, you switched up the hat, playoff hat, baby.
That's right, man.
Welcome back, and I'm not even going to ask you a question on this first one. I'm going to just have you fill in the blanks. The Knicks win Game 1 if
they score more points. No, I'm totally kidding. All seriousness, man, like for me, it's stuff that we've been talking about, throughout the season, Brandon. Extra effort. And when I say extra effort, I feel like it's such a good term because it encapsulates so much. Rebounding is going to be a huge piece of this, right? That's going to be a big factor in terms of getting our guys second chance opportunities. Winning that battle on the board is super important. Extra effort also encapsulates, that extra that it takes for guys to get out to the three-point line. Back half of the season, that was definitely a thing that you saw happen often. Guys were kind of draping off that three-point line a little bit, giving guys too much room. That extra effort, giving that extra effort to get out there and make guys a little bit uncomfortable getting those shots off. That's a big piece of it. Getting hands in passing lanes, you know what I mean? Being a little bit disruptive on defense. The extra effort goes such a long way. And when all the Knicks on that court play with that extra effort, they're a force to be reckoned with. So that's exactly what I'm looking for.
One of those Knicks that have to play with that extra effort is Jalen Brunson. So I'm going to ask you, because you're in tune with the fans, you got great engagement. And in terms of Knicks fans, who has the most pressure to perform, Donovan Mitchell or Jalen Brunson?
So for me, it's pretty easy, right? I think it's Donovan Mitchell all day. You look at the Cavs, who last year were in a pretty good position, right? A good foundation, and then they swung for it. They went out and they got that big free agent signing, Donovan Mitchell. They brought him in. So now, the pressure and the expectations now are a little bit higher. They're looking to get out of the first round, you know what I mean, and make a statement with the moves that they just made. So for me, that's that pressure on Cleveland. Jalen Brunson, this is his first year coming in. I think if anything, he's not going to have pressure. He's going to have motivation. You know what I mean? You look at him last year in the playoffs, he still did his thing and he was playing second fiddle. Now this year, he's running the show and he's got the opportunity to show everybody this is exactly why I was chosen as the guy to be the point guard of the New York Knicks. So I really think that pressure falls more on the Cavs and Donovan Mitchell than it does on the Knicks themselves.
All right, we go from one P word to the next. Performance. Who needs to step up and play above their pay grade to fill in for Julius Randle, and why?
Man, see, this is the beauty of this team, right? You got guys like IQ who stepped up so big all season long. Like the first thing I think of with IQ stepping up, Boston game in Boston, no Jalen Brunson, IQ steps in, no problem, leads us to a victory on the road there. He's been great. Quentin Grimes in the last month or so, playing and shooting with so much more confidence. Guys like that definitely are going to be a big piece to it. Brunson, is obviously going to get his regardless, but I think that he's got a great supporting cast. Guys like RJ are going to absolutely feed off that. He's going to continue to drive it inside and create openings there. And JB's been great and working off of the double teams, you know what I mean? Drawing it and finding guys. And the reason that that's been a little bit easier for him is because these guys are cutting. The off-ball movement in the last couple of months has been so key. You point to guys like Isaiah Hartenstein, cutting constantly. That's going to be such a big piece to it too. So for me, it's everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody has to step up. That's what I'm looking at. But specifically, I think IQ is going to step up into that next man up role. In terms of what we're looking for.
If you were a coach and you were giving like a pregame speech, you'd be like, all y'all need to step up. All y'all getting fired. I love it. I love the energy. All right, final thought.
What's that movie, right, where they come into the locker room and he's like, you suck, you suck, you suck. You're all right. You suck, right?
Oh, man, I don't know what movie that is, but shoot, I need to binge watch that.
Scene, man. I never remember what movie it's from.
All right, final thought. Game 1 prediction, go.
I'm going with the Knicks, man. Knicks are road warriors this year, right? They play their best ball on the road, with or without Randle. I think that they're going to come out and bring it. I think when guys go down, other guys step up. You've seen that all season long. So if that is the case for Game 1, I think that that's what you're going to see. The last time that these teams met, you didn't have Julius Randle, and you had Donovan Mitchell post-game presser saying, these guys were flying. They were moving. So that's what they're going to be looking to do without Randle. If Randle's in there, it only is going to help. I'm kind of looking. I think first of all, Knicks are going to grab game one, but I'm looking at it like this: even if they don't grab game one and they lose game one, and say Randall didn't play game one, Randall comes back game two, it kind of resets that that excitement that the Cavs got from winning game one. If the Knicks win game one without Randall, then Randall plays game two. It's just an extra bonus. You know what I mean? So there's that extra layer to it as well. But I think with or without Randall, Knicks take game one, and they need to.
All right. The movie that you're referring to is called Half Baked. That was Half Baked. That's
There
not
we
a
go.
basketball. That's not a basketball movie. But Danny B, thanks
Or
for
an endorsement. We're not endorsing
or an
anything here on the show.
endorsement. Not at all. Thanks for joining us, my man.
Always, Brandon. My pleasure.